Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Anṛtam Swami Maharaj ki.
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, Bihari Krishna Prabhu and his team for wonderful Kirtan and Bhajan. So we are here, we have already His Holiness Aldar Swami Maharaj with us. We welcome him by chanting Uludwani and Haridwani. Louder please. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So we welcome all of you. This Sravan Utsav. Those who are able to hear me, please come fast. We are going to start. Maharaj is already here. Jara amar kothata sunte pachen, তাড়াতাড়ি চলে আসবেন। এই শ্রবণ উৎসব আজকের অন্তিম দিন, তাড়াতাড়ি চলে আসবেন। So today is the fourth day and the last day of Sravan Utsav. As usual, we will start at 10 o'clock and lunch time coupons will be given. We expect all the devotees sit patiently and hear. And translations, Hindi, Chinese devotees and Russian devotees have not come till now. Hindi and Bengali translation, Bangla or Hindi translation 90 और 93 पर होगा. और आज महाराज का इंट्रोडक्शन आप लोग सुने हैं पहले ही. So you all heard about Maharaj's introduction. So we'll request to Maharaj to start. And today Maharaj is going to talk on loving dealings between Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. So we are also involved in this. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakyurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamaiham Dadanti Shopadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Siyutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padanu Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Nitvangscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of all previous acharyas, we are observing Gaur Purnima festival in Sridham Mayapur. Especially, we are in one section like Sravan Utsav. Yeah, this was a real festival, Krishna Katha. You know Parikshit Maharaj, he was a king. He had observed many festivals. We are general people, when we are observing some festivals, we release some taste. And what to speak about Parikshit Maharaj? He was a king. But when he gave up everything and hearing Krishna Katha, he was hearing Krishna Katha from Sukadeva Goswami, you know, this is the real festival. Festival means mind intelligent, everything. Observe in Krishna Katha. That is a real festival. Like Sankirtan Utsav. The devotees of Mahaprabhu, when they are dancing, chanting with Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, they are graced us. You know, we are brahmachari sannyasis, but they are graced us. For 4 months they used to stay in Jagannath Puri with Sriman Mahaprabhu. They never think about their kids, their, families. No, they are not thinking about it because they are in festival. So we must have such a mood. Krishna Katha, Krishna Nam, this is a real festival. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are observing all these festivals. So especially, this topic is very important topic. Actually, if someone in platform of love only, they can describe it. So we are just hearing as a remnant of our acharyas, sweet dealings of Mahaprabhu. First we have to understand who is Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. But assuming the mood of Radharani and always in pang of separation. Gaudiya means we are always in mood of separation. This is our mood. Gaura vihita kirtana suni ananda hrudayanaj. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. It's called Gaura vihita kirtan. This word is there. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gives us a treasure. His songs. Gaura vihita kirtan. You may stay in Vrindavan, you may stay in Navdeep, you may stay in your house. But our mood, when you want to please someone, you have to understand the mood. Unless we understand mood, we cannot serve, we cannot please to someone. And how can we understand someone's mood? Only super soul, if you have pure mood, pure desire, you have no alternative motive, then super soul will manifest. It is applicable for everywhere. It is not only for Lord, it is also for spiritual master. Yeah, like we are accepting spiritual master or our previous acharyas. Actually, super soul will help. Transmigrate, we can say. Communicate the mood of acharyas. How Prabhupada knows? You consider about Prabhupada. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj just instructed, you go to Western world and preach about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. You are educated person. But how to preach? How to write books? And what his Guru wants? Disciple wants, first a devotee should not disturb the mood of Lord and Lord's devotee. Like we are a disciple, we should not disturb. If we are incapable to help Guru, at least we should not disturb the mood of Guru and disturb the mood of Lord Krishna. But generally it does not happen. Always we have a separate choice. Because mood is not transferable. So that only happens when we pray. We are associating with Vaishnavas, we are associating with God brothers, you can say, we can associate with devotees only for that thing. Not to accept knowledge intellectually, okay, what he is saying, no. Just by associating with Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj understand. What is my Guru's mood? Accordingly, he is always asking these questions and releasing Krishna Katha. Although Narad was there, Vasudev was there, so many saintly persons are there. They know Bhagavatam. Many times they already heard Bhagavatam. But this Katha, especially discussion between Sukadeva and Parikshit, it is very realizable. And in that commentary, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, okay, Vasudev already knows Bhagavatam, Narad knows, They are, you can say they are original preacher of Srimad Bhagavatam. When Sukadeva Goswami was preaching at that time, but they are releasing in a different way. They are feeling as if they never heard Bhagavatam. This is commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Never we hear such things. Why? Some Krishna Gatha, writer is there, Vasudev is there. Why such feeling was come? Because the mood. Parikshit Maharaj is in a different mood. And Parikshit Maharaj understands the mood of Sukadeva Goswami. And super Krishna is transferring his mood. Therefore, whenever he is speaking Krishna Gatha, it is in a different releasement. So Mahaprabhu's mood means Mahaprabhu is always assuming Radha Mahaprabhu. And which Radha? There are many varieties of Radha. I don't want to speak about that thing. Kama Radha, Bhama Radha, Rupa Goswami, our Goswami said. So Radha, Birahini. When Akrura took away Krishna to Mathura, in the mood of Radha, always crying, pang of separation, always crying, crying, crying. Where is Krishna? How can I please Krishna? Not for his pleasure. Everyone is crying in this. You can in three worlds, up to Brahma, everyone is crying for their own position, for their own problem. But Radha is different. We are Gaudiyas. Gaudiya means we are follower of Radha. Gaur, and Gaur means Radha. So our spiritual master used to say, so whenever we see Gaur, we have to see here is Radha. You are Gaudiya means you have to see the mood of Radharani in Gaur. Then you are a Gaudiya. Then you are a Gaudiya. You can't say, oh, Radha is only in Vrindavan, not in Navadip. No. When you saw Gaur, Radha is here. This is Gaudiya Bhav. Sri Gaura Mandala Bhumi Jeva Jane Chinta Mani Tar Hai Braja Bhume Bas. This is Anṛtam Thakur's conclusion. Important in Krishna consciousness is mood. Acharya's mood. We have to avoid the mood of Acharyas. Therefore we are serving, we are praying, we are surrendered at lotus feet of Acharyas, parampara systems. We may be very intellectually, we know all shastras, we may be preacher, but it's very difficult, very difficult. We cannot avoid the mood. This Gaura mood is like that. When Mahaprabhu deals with devotees, like Radharani deals with gopis, you understand? Sometimes Radharani, you know, not sometimes, always Radharani used to sit in palanquin. How can you say in English? My English is not good. Please excuse me. You know, like Jhulan, palanquin. So sweet, Radha is so sweet. Other gopis, they used to swim, helping. But sometimes Radha inviting, Lalita, Vishaka, let you come. You should sit with Krishna. Everyone struggling in this three world for position. Everyone. Yes, we are also struggling for our position. Our position is Gopi Bharto Padakamaleo Dasa Dasa Anudasa. We are also struggling. But we should not struggle for this material position. I want like that, I want like that. No. I want to fix my position. This is my position. Gopi Bharto Padakamaleo Dasa Dasa Anudasa. This original mood coming from Radha. You know, when you are taking rice, you want different items. And all the Sakhis, they are like different items. They have different mellows, different mood. This is loving mood. And everything, all these moods, actually Radharani nourishes. By Radharani's mercy, they nourishes their moods. This is very important topic. We are Gaudiyas. We have to always pray to Guru and Gauranga. Guru and Gauranga. Yes, Prabhupada, one of his purport Prabhupada mentioned, it is very difficult to be a bona fide devotee, especially in, I like this purport very much. Facts are there. You understand my point? I am not a elevated devotees, but I can realize what Prabhupada said. According to your standard, you know, sun is there. sunshine falls on surface, general surface, and also green field, also on mountain, also on tree, also on water. Sunlight is same, but falling on different sources. Adhar is called. How can you say? The different objects. But sunlight looks different. It looks different. No, sunlight is sun. Sunlight is sun. Acharya's mercy, Acharya's teachings, always one. I was reading one day before, one of the purport. Prabhupada said, Guru wants a devotee should perform bhajan without duplicity. He should be a sadhu. Prabhupada said these things about Mahaprabhu. It is very difficult. Why we are discussing about the sunlight, you know? We are realizing different. Someone is saying Prabhupada said this thing, someone said Prabhupada said this thing. According to our position, we can realize the acharyas. Acharya is not only for Kanishta, not for Madhyama, not for Uthi, he is for everyone. Even he for common people. His teachings for everyone. You want pure devotion? You can see where is Acharya. Acharya is mentioning about pure devotion. Everything is there in Acharya's teachings. Prabhupada said it is extremely difficult in Kali Yuga to become a bona fide devotee of Lord. But it is only possible by the mercy of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only possible. Therefore we are Gaudias. Always we have to pray to Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. And what to speak about his dealings, loving dealings, this Radha's dealings. Mahaprabhu achieving mood of Radha, but when Radharani personally present with Krishna, her mood, mad servant. Ami Krishna Pada Dasi, Aslishyamam Padratam, this translation in Sisi, Antalila, you can find. My position is always at the lotus feet of Krishna. Although Krishna thinking, oh no, Radha is my life, but I never think, never. This is Radha. This mood is there. And dealings, the word is there, loving dealings. If love is there, you can deal. The word is loving dealings. Prabhuji giving these topics, loving dealings. If you don't have love, then dealings, it's common dealings. Yes. But in Vaishnava community, in Vaishnava society, one verse is there, how to deal with Vaishnavas. This is Mahaprabhu's dealings. Fourth canto. Narada Muni's instruction to Dhruva Maharaj. Gunadhikan madam lipset anukrosa gunadhamat samanam maitryanve chetanatapeya vibhuyate. You can read the Prabhupada's purport. This is Bhagavatam. If someone wants to stay happily in this material world, especially in our devotional life, okay, if you don't like someone, like our Gurudev used to say, if you think he's not following Vaishnava etiquette, he's not in proper standard, pay obeisances, keep distance. Don't discuss about him. Don't criticize him. Always our Gurudev is repeating two things. In Uriya, in English always. Fault finding and criticism is not atal bhakti. Whoever he may be. Whoever he may be. He may be brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas, guru, whoever he may be. If always you are searching someone's fault and always criticizing others, this is not atal bhakti. Fault finding and criticism is not atal bhakti. This is not in Mahaprabhu's teachings. Therefore Mahaprabhu used to always deal lovely, because love is there. But even if you are not on that platform, still Narada Muni said to Dhruva Maharaj, you have to maintain this standard. Guna adhikan mudam lipset. If you see someone who is more qualified than you, either in money or in knowledge or in beauty, you should be very pleased. Okay, this is Krishna's blessing. At least He may be junior, he may be gresta. Krishna's blessing is there. We have to become very happy to see his position. Why we are suffering? We are suffering in devotional life only for these three things. Whenever you see someone is qualified than us, immediately enviousness is coming. That is the suffering. This is spiritual suffering. Holy name, we are chanting. Oh, we have to consider ourselves. We are chanting 16 rounds. 2 hours. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. 16 rounds. Taking prasadam, paying obeisances, worshipping deity, performing Guru Puja. Why no spiritual test? Why always thinking, oh, sometimes devotee, we are thinking we are more unhappy than a karmi. Yes, for this cause. Once you develop enviousness, you don't have a right on you don't have right on Bhagavad Dharma. You are not a Vaishnava. No. Not enviousness. There is no space in devotional life for enviousness. A lusty person maybe, lust, greed, other things, they can. There is hope. This, this enviousness, oh, if you once develop, this is like, it will increase. You will commit more offense. Offensive mentality. Gunadhikan mudam lipset. If you find out someone, Mahaprabhu following always these principles. Mahaprabhu above these principles. You understand? Mahaprabhu above this verse, above Bhagavatam. Even Mahaprabhu find out little qualities. You can say the smell, smell of devotion is there. Gandha. Something, a fragrance, little fragrance of devotion. Mahaprabhu find out within a devotee, immediately appreciating, immediately praising. We cannot find in this material world. If someone wants to Vaishnava, at least you have to know the Mahaprabhu's mood. We cannot follow, at least we have to know the Mahaprabhu's teachings. How Mahaprabhu and where we are. Then we can, how can we become actually really humble when we know all these teachings? Guru may say so many things, Acharyas may speak so many things, Shastra may speak so many things, but it is a matter of realization. Unless you realize yourself, you cannot correct. You have to realize yourself. And this realization will come when you pray, when you serve. Realization will come. And you want to rectify yourself, then Acharya will help you, Shastra will help you. Gunadhikan mudam lipset. Whenever you find out some devotee is more qualified than you, immediately you should place. Gunadhikan mudam lipset. Anukroso gunadhamat. If someone is less qualified in knowledge, in any sort of wealth, beauty, so what you have to do? You have to shower mercy to him. Yes. Not that you can hatred him. Oh, he's like that, he's dull-headed, he's like that. No, you cannot say that like that. This is the cause of suffering. And if you can find someone who is equal with you, then you make friendship with him. In that purport, Srila Prabhupada said, because why we are quoting this verse? This verse is minimum standard of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mahaprabhu is dealing with devotees, is above. Generally, we find someone, in that purport Prabhupada mentioned, generally we find someone more qualified than ourselves, we become envious of him. When we find someone less qualified, we deride him. And when we find someone equal, we become very proud of our abilities. These are the cause of material tribulations. Natapi abhirvuyate. Yes. We are chanting, we are taking prasadam. How many times you see? Once a day, 3 times we are wearing tilak, putting tilak. Always Kanthimala is there. But still we are thinking, I am unhappy, I am unhappy. We are creating this situation. Krishna is present everywhere. So we have to know the dealings, how to deal with other. It is not also possible you can like everyone. We are not pure devotees. No, we are not in absolute platform. Therefore Shastra said, even you are Madhyama Adhikari, still Upekkha is there. You become neutral. But you cannot envious, you cannot criticize, you cannot finding fault of devotees. Always we have to keep in our mind, finding fault of others and criticism is not atal bhakti. Our Gurudev always repeatedly used to say. Whenever you ask something, he said, this is not your duty, this is Guru's duty. You know? That means he never allow us, when we are juniors, new devotees, even seniors, they used to say, Gurudev, you know, they are spoiling money like this way, this way. And Gurudev used to say, this is not your duty, this is Guru's duty. You do your bhajan. Why? By this way, although this is, we are saying fact. But by this way, we are saying fact, but we are developing a fault-finding nature. That is not helpful for our spiritual life. This communication, due to this communication, this is very rapidly, increasing. Everyone is saying something, he is saying something, he is saying. Oh, mind is oscillating like pendulum. Huh? How can I say? Watch up a pendulum. Always. Whenever you chant, you find always your mind come, oh, he's doing like that, he's doing like that. Yes. If you always fault finding, if you always find out fault of others, then this is hopeless case. Hopeless case. Yes. Mahaprabhu don't like. We can now see example in Mahaprabhu's Leela. Mahaprabhu, when he used to enter to Jagannath temple, always Mahaprabhu, this mood is come. This is Kunja, mood of Radharani. Yes, separation mood. Jagannath is here. We are Gaudiya means we are Bhabuk. Yes. You must have some spiritual sentiment, not actually sentiment is not devotion, but pure devotion is real sentiment. When we are not matured, we don't know many things. Sentimental, we are performing such act. But when we become pure, the real sentiment will come. Spiritual sentiment. If in this life we can develop some attachment, we can develop some real sentiment, then everything's look. You feel it is like dry. You see Vaishnavas, you cannot. You see how many Vaishnavas? Oh. Immediately you can realize this is Prabhupada's blessings. How many people are coming here? How many Vaishnavas are coming here? How many people are joining in ISKCON? This is blessing of Prabhupada. But we are not, we see any Vaishnavas? Immediately, you see. We don't want to see their face. We don't feel some pleasure in our heart. Why this thing is happening? Guru is training you to perform bhajan, not to commit offense. In name of Guru Seva, even you are committing some offense, Guru will never save you. Be careful. Offense is offense. Offense is for also Guru. Yes. Even you are in higher position, if you commit offense, you have to suffer. So this is not at all good. You can see in case of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu always entered to Jagannath Mandir. When Mahaprabhu is in internal consciousness, Mahaprabhu used to stay in three consciousness. We can say three stages. It is very difficult for me to express something in English because my English is not good. And especially this is CC. Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri in three stages. External consciousness, internal consciousness, and how can you say? Half external and internal. I don't know. Yes. Ardhavaya dasa. Ardhavaya dasa. When Mahaprabhu's mood in Vrindavan, releasing mood inside in Vrindavan mood, but find out some senior devotees. find out some god brother, or Govinda, even Govinda is there, servant is there, god brother is there, he is hiding something. But when Swarup Damodar is there, Raramananda is there, in internal consciousness, antaranga bhav, always crying, no other thought. just study Chaitanya, you can understand. We are a devotee. You can compare yourself. This is Mahaprabhu, always crying. Yarudyamana. Mahaprabhu's form means always crying. Yes. Can you show me anywhere? Someone can cry and someone can dance? Who can cry and dance? You can laugh, you can dance. You understand? But Mahaprabhu is crying and dancing. Who can cry, who can dance? Who? A small child. You know, a small child asking father, give me toffee, give me toffee. If father is not giving, then immediately crying and, some dancing. But this dance is different from Mahaprabhu's dance. Rarudyamana, always crying. Mahaprabhu, whenever entered Jagannath temple, always in internal consciousness. Antaranga bhav. So when he used to come Jagannath, he used to say, oh, here is Shyam Sundar. Here is Shyam Sundar. And even personal Mahaprabhu, in mood of Radharani, realizing here is Shyam Sundar, but you see, Mahaprabhu used to see Jagannath, where? Back of Garuda, always. Still there, mood of separation is there. But sometimes Mahaprabhu go inside. Once or twice you can find in CC. Mostly in the backside, always release. And one day, you see how Mahaprabhu, this is dealings of Mahaprabhu, how Mahaprabhu appreciates everyone. He find out little fragrance of devotion in anyone, even in a karmi people. Immediately Mahaprabhu appreciating. You know about this story, this Mataji, tribal Mataji. She came. You have to read the purport, what Prabhupada said. She committed two offenses. Climbing the shoulder of Mahaprabhu and keeping her foot, and also Garuda. Climbing Garuda is also offense. And Govinda become very fearful because Mahaprabhu never, practically no one can follow Mahaprabhu. So strict sannyas. Never Mahaprabhu said, Stri. Never. Utter this word. Never. Prakriti. Never Mahaprabhu said, you see it. No. He was Krishna. He was dancing with Gopi. You see. He was same Krishna was dancing with gopis, and when Krishna said, I am brahmachari, and Gopiji used to laugh, you are brahmachari, 24 hours. Just few days before, I don't know, I was thinking, anyhow this topic came, when I was in Darshanarati, I was watching Madhav, this thought come to me, you see, in gopis, in Vrindavan, how many gopis? 100 crores. In English, I don't know, in million, how can I say that? Yes, Satakoti. If many Matajis are there, you consider yourself, many Matajis are there, all women are there. You allow one man inside. What happened to this man? You will feel shame. All are Matajis. All women are there, only one man. He will fear. Shame. But Krishna, I was thinking about Madhav, you see, with many gopis, you are alone always. But never Krishna feel nervous, never feel shame, rather gopis feel shame always. Krishna is so beauty, so grave, so, heavy. I was thinking about this. You cannot, if 100 Matajis are there, Even you allow any karmi boys, he will not go. No, women are there, they may attack or he feel himself. But Krishna is king always. Same Krishna, when became Mahaprabhu, never uttered the word of Stri, woman, always Prakriti. And Govinda became worried because the tribal mother is already climbed over Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu knows. Oh, someone can say, because Mahaprabhu at that time in internal consciousness. They don't know even. But when Govinda pulling her, hey, come down. Then Mahaprabhu said, oh, Mahaprabhu's consciousness came. Oh, who climbed over? This is bhajan. This is bhajan. You know, we are forgetting Guru's word, we are forgetting Shastra, but all fault-finding nature, who had done what things, when he had done, when he said, everything is in our mind, except Krishna. This is our bhajan in Kali Yuga. We are keeping all records. You told me this year, this. Now mobile is there, saving message. Huh? How can you say? Screenshot. Huh? Everyone preserving messages. These fault-finding things. Mahaprabhu. No, before we have to leave this world, nothing should be in our mind, only Krishna. Only Guru and Gauranga. This body is a gift, you know. This why we got this body. We are discussing where? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, in Hindi section. 7th canto. Nindanam stava kirtanam nitkar satkararthi kalaivaram pradhana purusayo rajan. Yudhishthir, this body is a punishment, you know. Why? Why we are thinking this punishment? AC is there, we have enough money, nice car. This is punishment. What is that punishment? This is the punishment. Someone will praise you, someone will offense you. Someone will criticize you. The body is meant for these things. Nindanam, stavaha, someone will glorify you, someone will criticize you. And we have to go beyond these things. This is bhajan. Mahaprabhu don't know. Mahaprabhu don't know. And when Govinda shouted, hey, what you are doing? Govinda wants to pull her. Mahaprabhu said, no, Govinda, allow her. Jagannath more otto arti nahi dilo. Mahaprabhu said in Bengali, Mahaprabhu said this in Sisi. I am not so fortunate like her. This is Mahaprabhu. Find a little fragrance, a little relationship with the devotion, immediately Mahaprabhu, please. Yes. This should be our nature. Not always criticizing others, always fault finding, you know. Everyone is suffering in this material world for this. Liking, disliking, liking, disliking, liking, disliking. No. If you don't like someone, pay obeisance, keep distance. Don't hear about him, don't speak something about him. Don't spoil your spiritual life. This is not dealings. We are accumulating offenses by this way. Yeah. After many life, after many accumulating many sukritis, we come to Krishna consciousness. And only Mahaprabhu will help you. Yes. We have to pray to Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, I want her feet dust. Mahaprabhu said. Why? She developed such eagerness even, she forgot that I am a saintly person. She forgot. Here is Garud. I want her feet dust. This is Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu always, this is dealings with, with a tribal man. What to speak about devotees? Always you can find in Bhagavatam, we can relate Sisi with Bhagavatam. How to deal with Vaishnavas. Yes. Vaishnava dekhiya charane podiva hridayara bandhu jani Vaishnava Thakura Prabhura Kirtane Dekhai Vedasamani. This is Bhakti Vinod's. Here is Bhakti Vinod's place. Always in Godrum. Swananda Sukhat Kunj. End of his Lila, when he was entering to it, Nitya Lila, always used to recite one verse. I heard from one devotee, Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to recite one verse, always, from Sikhyastakam. Yugaitam nimisena, chakyusha prabrusaitam, sunnaitam jagat sarva, govinda virhenam. Always recite this verse. End of his Lila, always reciting the verse and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, after many lives we come to Krishna consciousness. This is spiritual enjoyment. When you are in mood of separation, you are praying. When you are in praying mood, when you abide the mood of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Acharyas, that is a real festival. That is a real spiritual test. You may be grahastha, you may be brahmachari, you may stay anywhere. Yes. Bhaktivinoda Thakur always used to recite this verse. We have to understand Vaishnava Dekhiya Charana, how to deal with Vaishnavas. It is very difficult to explain about Mahaprabhu's dealings. Mahaprabhu's dealings mean Radhar's dealings. Very compassionate. And love. Loving dealings. This word is very heavy word. Loving dealings. If you have love, then our dealings will be loving dealings. We don't have love, but even you don't have love, at least you have to follow this principle. You have to appreciate someone if you have good qualities. You have to make friendship with someone if he is equal to you. And if someone is less than you, you have to shower mercy. Yes. Competition is there. In Prabhupada used to say, everything is in Prabhupada books. Everything. You want to know? I can show you. I have this faith. By Prabhupada's blessing, whenever I find out something, and commentary and Prabhupada, oh, here is Prabhupada. You read any commentary, oh, here is Prabhupada. Yes, everything is in Prabhupada books. This is very important. This mission is ISKCON. Our Gurudev used to say, don't leave ISKCON. One devotee asked, why? He said, many things is going on. Why not? It is very difficult to stay. Yes, you see, you are managing your family. How much difficult? Any family members, any grahasthas can say, oh, we are staying happily, we don't have any controversy between husband and wife. Some disagreement is there. Material world means some problem is there. This is worldwide organization. And he asked to Gurudev, Gurudev, very difficult to stay. Gurudev said, no. One devotee asked to me, I am not Acharya, I am not Acharya, but following Acharyas, I immediately say, you see, you want, how can I tolerate? How can I tolerate? Everyone tolerating for a higher purpose. Everyone. You can accumulate, I can say, you can acquire this patience or tolerating capacity only if you have a higher purpose. What is our higher purpose? Our higher purpose to please Guru, to please Krishna, to please Mahaprabhu. For this higher purpose, you have to tolerate. And Gurudev that time said, everything is in ISKCON. He said, how? He said, because my revered spiritual master, our Gurudev never said my spiritual master, revered spiritual master, was empowered by all acharyas. Panchatattva, Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu. And this is Mahaprabhu's, Gurudev said, this is Mahaprabhu's mission. This is Mahaprabhu's mission. Prabhupada fulfilled it. So everything is in Prabhupada books. How to deal with Vaishnavas. Vaishnava dekhiya charane padiva hrudayare bandhu jani. You see any Vaishnavas, oh, he's my friend. Not friend of this body, friend of my heart. You should fall down at his lotus feet. So even you are a sannyasi, you are a guru, still you have to pay obeisances to Vaishnavas in your mind. He is a Vaishnava. Every conditioned soul is Vaishnavas. Even when disciple is paying obeisance to Guru have to pay obeisances in mind. This conclusion is very difficult. You have to bless, Guru have to bless to disciple, or sometimes you have to give respect. You have to pay obeisances. Such a difficult philosophy, you understand? Yes. In your mind you have to give respect because you are giving respect to Krishna. But sometimes you have to bless to your disciple. Position is very risky position, difficult position, this Guru position. Therefore I used to say, our parampara is such a glorious in our parampara, such glorious they are, such a glorious mentality. Our acharyas, he is accepting disciple. He became Guru, but no one wants that position. Because they are accepting disciple in mood of, they are accepting the position of a Guru in mood of a disciple. When once a disciple's mood became matured, then he became Guru. Eternally now, his, how can I say, Sishyatva bhav, disciple mode, continuing disciple mode. Yes, that is Mahapuru's teachings. Therefore, anyone, if someone is not paying obeisance, this is good. Today morning, the thought come to me. Yes, where someone is paying obeisances to us, what we can give to him? Okay. So if he is not paying obeisance to you, good, at least you are earning something. You are not losing something. If he pays obeisance to you, you have to give something. You understand? He is falling down at your lotus feet. So this is Mahapuru's teachings. We should not, how can I say, sad, oh, he is not giving me respect. This is good. Vaishnava dekhiya charane padiva hrudayare bandhu jani. Find out any Vaishnava, just fall down at his lotus feet. His heart of my friend. And why? He will help me. By his mercy, by Guru's mercy, by Acharya's mercy, by Vaishnava's mercy, this kirtan will reveal. You understand? Now we are performing chanting, but holy name is not revealed to us. We are performing Panchatattva Seva, Radha Madhav Seva, Prabhupada Seva. Anyone performing any activities in Dham, this is Dham Seva, this is Guru Seva. You understand? What is benefit in here? What is benefit in Gaudiya temple? What is benefit here? If you stay in Dham, you can find only Dham Seva. But if you stay in temple, temple is Dham. Here is Dham, like Mayapur, Vrindavan. Here is Dham Seva and also Guru Seva. Yes. Because nothing is, we are discussing these things, something should reveal to us. Then we can continue our spiritual life with enthusiastic mood. That only possible by mercy of Vaishnavas. Yes. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. You see how to give respect to Vaishnavas. So, feelings. This is Vaishnav's feelings. What to speak about Guru feelings? Guru feelings is very heavy. This disciple, like like Sita, Mother Sita said, you cannot separate your shadow from your body. Is it possible? You can separate your shadow from your body? No. Sun from sunlight? No. Guru-disciple relationship is like that. Yes. Pasane kutiva mattaḥ, Analepa Shiva, Kuranga Gunera Nidhi, Kuthaga Lepabo. Yes. This is Narottam Das Thakur. I'll dash my head on the stone. Where I can find Mahaprabhu? In separation of Mahaprabhu's devotee. 1:13:5, when Vidura returned from Tirtha, and how Yudhishthira Maharaj giving respect to him. At that time, not as a family member, as a Vaishnava. Pratijagma praharsenam pranatanvai vagatam abhisangamya vidhivat pariswanga bhivadane. With great delight, they all approach. This is Prabhupada's English. My English is not good, but therefore I am reading. With great delight, they all approach him as if life had returned to their body. When they find out Vidur, all the Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj, all feel like that. Life come to our body. When you find out some Vaishnavas, what to speak about? Senior Vaishnavas. You find, oh, here, Krishna's mercy is there. Yes, whenever you see Gurudev's God brothers, 11 Vaishnavas, always, oh, here is Krishna's mercy. You want to see? Okay, you want to see. Here. We cannot realize bhakti directly, not possible. This is speculation. You want to understand Krishna, you have to understand Krishna through Sudama, through Draupadi, through Gopis, through Radha. If someone not subordinate to devotees and want to understand Krishna, this is Nirvishesh Bhat, impersonal. Therefore we are worshipper of Sabda Brahma. If someone is not worshipping Sabda Brahma, he cannot worship Krishna. Sabda Brahma descent. Sabda Brahma, how can you say? Yes, Sabda Brahma. This is like Srimad Bhagavad. Acharyavan Purusha Vedaha. The Sabda Brahma is descending through Acharya Parampara. Therefore we are hearing. Then we can worship. Then we can please Krishna. Then we can love Krishna. We are not like, I am always praying to Radharani, please forgive me. We cannot allow someone, okay, you can go stay in Brajbhumi. No, no. You are going, let's you go. We cannot say like that. We can't say like that. You don't have power to see Radha. No. You have lust, you have greed, you have anger, you have self-interest. You cannot understand Radha. Rather you will commit offense at the lotus feet of Radha. First you have to worship Sabda Brahma. You have to hear. When Sabda Brahma descend through Acharya Parampara to your heart, then you can understand. Oh, here is Radha. Here is Guru. Here is Sabda Brahma, holy name. There is a deity. Prana Tanno Ivagatam. This is Vaishnava dealings. When Yudhishthira find out Vidur written, immediately, oh, my life came. We have to feel like that. Yes. Many leelas. Mahaprabhu's leela, another leela. You see how Mahaprabhu deals with others. Especially to Advaita Acharya, Nityananda. They used to come to Puri for 4 months. Always chanting, dancing. Mahaprabhu serving prasadam. Mahaprabhu. They have so much love for Mahaprabhu. They are not under any Vedic rules and regulations. Therefore, King Prataparudra immediately asked to whom? To Sarvamata maybe. He asked. This is in Sisi. All devotees, Navdivasis, they just arrive in Jagannath Puri. Once you are coming to Dham, according to Smriti Shastra, according to Vedas, first day when you are arriving in Tirtha, you have to fast. Like Dhruv Maharaj. First day you went to Vrindavan, fast. Nowadays we can't follow. Even train prasadam, arriving prasadam, always you can see in phone prasadam. Always. We are worried. We cannot follow all these things. We are only following acharyas. Don't worry. Just this topic is coming, therefore I am saying. Yeah. We are very worried for prasadam. Always troubling, oh, where is prasadam? Where? You must have faith. We are devotees. Krishna will feed. Krishna will arrange everything. We should not worry. King asked, why this? They are devotees? I don't find they are pure devotees. He said, why? They came to Jagannath Puri. Suppose first they have to go to temple. Here is tattva. How to give respect to your guru, how to give respect to your how to give respect to dear devotees. You understand? When you give proper respect to dear devotees, then Krishna will be pleased. You want to please Krishna? Jasya prasadat, Bhagavad prasadam. Okay, chanting is good. Chanting, you can get energy. For chanting also energy is required. Which energy? Not this mind's energy. Oh, I want to control my mind. Oh, mind is going. That energy will not help you for chanting. Shuddha vakata charana renu bhajana anukula. This word is there. Favorable. When pure devotees are mercy, that is strength. That is strength. So how to give respect, you see, to Krishna's dear devotees. Yeah. We are in ISKCON. Prabhupada is Yugacharya, founder acharyas. If once, how can you say in English? Like, when you are measuring like in feet, 1 cm, like meter, centimeter. If you minimize position of acharya, if you even calculate, comparing with Shastra with different acharyas, you are finished. You are finished. Yes. This is like blocking. When pipe water is going, blocking. Yes. Always you feel, how can you say in heart disease? Block, yes, blocking. You are eating everything, but energy will not come. You will only for some year, but always blocking is there. Oppression is needed. Oppression, this is blocking. When you give proper respect to Krishna's dear devotees, Mahaprabhu's dear devotees, immediately this is strength. Jasya prasadat, Bhagavad prasadat. Therefore king asked these things. Why all the devotees first went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not to Jagannath. Then immediately said, their heart is full of love towards Mahaprabhu. This is the nature of love. Immediately they attract towards Mahaprabhu. Once you come to Dham, in that day you cannot save. You cannot eat prasadam, you have to fast. This is the according to Smriti Shastra. And king quoted this verse. He said, no. These devotees are beyond all these Smriti Shastras, Vidhis. They have love for Mahaprabhu. They have love for pure devotees. Although Jagannath, this is not offense. This is not offense. Yes. How to serve spiritual master. When you hear the commentaries, when you hear the Acharya's Prabhupada's teachings, those are serving Acharya, serving Guru, they have to know. Most of the time they are thinking, oh, I don't have time to read Srimad Bhagavatam. They are serving spiritual master. They are serving spiritual master, thinking about their sadhana. Okay, spiritual master order you chant 16 round. You are finishing 16 round. You don't think, oh, I have to perform parikrama, I have to chant more rounds, I have to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Because they don't know. Serving spiritual master is everything. They don't know. Siddhantas. They don't know the Siddhantas. When you serve a spiritual master, when you serve the pure devotees, Krishna will become more pleased. Therefore, first they went to Mahaprabhu. And immediately king said, okay. And Mahaprabhu knows my devotees are coming. Mahaprabhu arranged Jagannath prasadam. Prasadam. This Bhagavad Katha, I was discussing in some tribal area about Ajamil. One thing came to my mind. Oh, so nice. Before, before father and mother, they used to feed their kids with same plate, so that the kid can take remnants. So we are devotees. Why it is compulsory for us to take prasadam? Prabhupada said, this is Krishna's remnant. You understand? This is not this pizza, not paneer, not sweet rice. No. This is Krishna's remnant. We must have. Everyone saying, oh, prasadam. Okay. Prabhupada said this is remnant. Be careful. Therefore, this is service. Prasada seva karite hai sakal prapancha jaya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. If you have this mode, this is service. Even taking prasadam is service. This is Krishna's remnant. Not only we are taking Krishna's remnant. After offering to Krishna, we are offering to Acharyas. Acharya Parampara. This Mahama. Remnants. Yes. Therefore Mahaprabhu arranging Jagannath Prasadam. He knows my devotees have this vision. And yes, if you take remnants, like disciple used to take Guru's remnant. Kids, before why kids? They have so much attraction. Even they are married, they have so much attraction in old age. Even father and mother, they are old. They are very attracted to their father and mother, attached to father and mother. Because they are always used to in lap of mother, always eating remnants. So if we eat remnants, prasadam, then we will develop our attachment towards Krishna. You understand? Yes. Prasadam, this is seva. And when Mahaprabhu arranged different variety of prasadam, immediately king said, oh, this is not also Vedic rules. They have to fast. First they arrive in Jagannath Puri. And immediately Sravan said, this is a great chance for devotees. This is first thing is Jagannath Prasadam, second Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to serve. Who will miss this chance? This is Jagannath's remnant and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to distribute. And Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu distributes something, prem is, Mahaprabhu is embodiment of prem. So if you take this prasadam, then you will develop prem. Therefore devotees said, just keep all these rules and regulations. Keep all these rules and regulations. We have to take prasadam now because Mahaprabhu is distributing. This is the vision. Towards Mahaprasadam, towards devotees, towards Guru. For them Mahaprabhu is everything. For them Mahaprabhu is everything. Yes. So after 4 months, so when they are returning, Mahaprabhu was so marused. Yes. Mahaprabhu said, Advaita Acharya, all of you, I am a sannyasi, I am always sitting here. All of you are grastas with your all kids. You give up all your job. For 4 months you are staying here, walking on the way from Navadvip to Jagannath Puri. So actually, I don't have anything to give you. Mahaprabhu feel indebted. We never feel. You see, one point is there. I was reading one article. We are always, how can I say, in debt, always, life, janme, why we are saying, Chakyudan Dilajai? Yeah, why we are saying janme? Why we are saying? Life after life. No. Prabhupada said, no, you cannot repay the debt of Guru. You can please your Guru. Actually, we are trying to please our Guru. We have to ask ourselves. No. We want pleasure. We want our own pleasure. We want to set up our life. We are always worried about my bhajan, I have to. So, most of the time, we are thinking, oh, how to progress in devotional life. Okay, why we are forgetting Jasya Prasad Bhagavad Prasad? Yeah, you should lament. But you know, important is serving a pure devotees. I can prove you from from Bhagavad Gita. In Mahasucha, read the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Krishna said, when you give up everything and surrender at my lotus feet, don't worry. You know something, you are reading commentary, you have to read this verse. Most of the time we are worried. Prabhupada's disciples never worried for their spiritual life. I used to say, we are preaching now, we are not so talented, they are so talented. Old is gold, I used to say. Old is gold. And sadhu, when sadhu became old, 100% gold. You know? But they never think, like nowadays, the young devotees, they are coming, I have to preach. Okay. First you serve your spiritual master. Try to please him. Get strength. Then you preach. Then never. Prabhupada said, go to Africa. Yes, pack luggage, go there. Whenever they said something about Prabhupada, we want to learn Sanskrit. Prabhupada said, no, we are coming here to become a devotee, not to become a scholar. Just distribute books. They never think about their positions. Never. Never. Still now. They are thinking, no, we are servant of our Guru. Yes. This is their qualifications. Always Guru. I used to say, Guru consciousness is Krishna consciousness. General devotee, they cannot understand. They don't know the tattva. Bhakta consciousness. Yes. Unless you have this devotee consciousness, Guru consciousness, you can't develop Krishna consciousness. It's not sentiment. I can prove. You can't. I can prove. 1,000 words are there. I can show you. Yes. We are always worried about our position. Therefore, always we are in danger. You know why we are in danger? We are trying our best to set up our own position. No. Try to establish or try to keep the prestige of Acharyas. Try to do something for Acharyas. Acharya will fix your position. Don't worry. And you want proof? You want proof? Just go and see the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Sarvadharman Paritejya. When he said, Arjun, you give up everything, but don't lament. In that commentary, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, Arjun, you should not lament. You know, this is my responsibilities. Sansar mochanam bharam, papa bharam, mat prapaka bharam. I will take personally 3 responsibilities. I like this commentary. When I read this commentary, so nice. Krishna said, whatever simple activities, I will nullify. I will personally, not say nullify. This responsibility is up to me. Sansara bharam, whatever responsibility, material responsibilities you have. We are always struggling with material responsibility. I have this responsibility. No, Krishna will take care. And third, mat prapaka bharam. This is very important for us. If we surrender to Krishna, if we surrender to Guru and Gauranga, how can we achieve his lotus feet? How can we go to Golok Vrindavan? This is whose responsibilities? I want to go to your house. However qualified I may be, I cannot enter to your campus. When you allow me, we cannot enter. When Krishna allows us. Therefore Krishna said, mat prapaka bharam. How a devotee will achieve my lotus feet, this is my responsibilities. Therefore our acharyas know the conclusion. They said, no, Jasya Prasadat Bhagavat Pada. Focus how to please the pure devotees. Then other responsibilities, Krishna. Krishna, because you are trying to please his son, dear devotee. This is Vaishnavi, Gaudiya Vaishnavism. You know, we are attached to devotee. We are attached to devotee or Krishna. Huh? What is our principle? You want to develop your attachment towards calf or cow? Cow? No, you cannot control cow without calf. You understand? Try to catch a calf. Cow will come to you. Where she will go? Where she will go? So develop attachment with pure devotees. Where Krishna will go? Where he will go? You are searching Krishna. He will search us. This is our principle. This is Prabhupada said. My spiritual master used to say like that. We are searching where is Krishna? In Vrindavan? In Mayapur? In my altar? Huh? You are searching. Here is Krishna. Here is my Gopal. No, you cannot search. He's very clever. 100 years Radharani cried for him. Gopis cry for him. And how many lives we have to cry? You think we have to judge ourselves. He's very clever. But you know, he became dull-headed. Krishna became dull-headed. If you love his devotee, you catch up the lotus feet of pure devotees. He cannot do anything. He said, oh, I don't have to see anything. Because he attached to his dear devotees. And Vishwadeva know these things. You want proof? It's proof. I can give you proof. Go to first canto. See Vishwadeva's prayers. Always saying, Vijaya Sakhe, Partha Sarate. Never said Krishna. Never. Yes. And lastly he said, in that purport, oh, I am saying about bhakti. Yeah, I like what to do. I am going in that direction. Tathapi ekanta bhaktesu pasya bhupanukampitam. He said, O king, Yudhishthira, you see, this is Bhagavatam. Everything is in Bhagavatam. Yudhishthira, you know how Krishna is merciful? 400 years. 400 years I had suffered. My life was in like a zigzag way. Yes, sometimes defeat, sometimes win. I was a brahmachari. Whole life I was meditating at the lotus feet of Krishna. But I realized it was very difficult to understand Krishna. 400 years I suffered. Lastly, you see, he's coming and standing at my lotus feet. And here he said this tattva. Pasya bhupanukampitam. You don't think I am a devotee, therefore Krishna came. No. No. I am not. You don't think everyone praising Bhismadev, oh, he's a devotee, end of his life Krishna came. Bhismadev said, no, this is not tattva. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary. Yes. And he said, Pasya bhupanukampitam. Anukampitasya krupam pasya, he said like that. One who get mercy, that means Pandavas already got mercy. They are dear devotees of Krishna. I have only one qualification. You know? He's saying, Yudhishthira, you know why Krishna came at end of my lifespan? I have only one qualification. I like all of you, and especially I like Arjun. And Arjun is dear devotee of Krishna. Therefore Krishna came. I am not a devotee. I am not a devotee. I like Arjun. So we have to think ourselves. We are liking our spiritual master like that, life and soul. Pranatanma ibagatam 113.5. When Yudhishthira Maharaj saw Vidur came, life came to my body. We are feeling like that. Spiritual masters, acharyas, Prabhupada, the Guru Vargas, they are my life. Without their teachings, without their help, without their mercy, I will die. No. We are not feeling these things. Therefore always defeat. From inside, no enthusiastic mood is coming. hopelessness is coming. Supportive, some supportive nature is, we can say. My English is not good, please help me. Nature, our nature should be supportive nature towards devotional. Devotional life means you must have patience. You have to follow the footprints. You cannot do anything personally. Slightest independent, like we are. How to control ourselves? Very difficult. Therefore, Mahaprabhu taught us these things. We are discussing about this Mahaprabhu. How Mahaprabhu, when king asked to Sarvabhauma said, no, they are attached to Mahaprabhu, devotee. Therefore, they are not observing any rules and regulations, these Smriti Shastras. Because Mahaprabhu is serving prasadam. Then later, we are discussing about Advaita Acharyas, and Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu feels so indebted. Yes. Janme, I went from there. Janme, Prabhu say. Then I went to Guru Tattva. I don't know why. Mahaprabhu also said something. See, Antalila 67. Toma sabar dukha jani chahini se dite. Toma sabar sanga sukha lobhe vade jite. Mahaprabhu is crying and saying to all devotees, because all of you are suffering, 4 months staying here, not such good facilities, and you are walking, coming from Navadvip to here. I want to forbid you. You should not come next year. But I want your association. Mahaprabhu said, I develop a desire to associate with all of you. Krishna wants association. And we want to stay alone. I want to stay alone and chant Hare Krishna. And Krishna wants association. Krishna said here, Toma sabar sanga sukha lobha vade sita. In my heart, I am developing a keen desire. How can I associate more and more? Although I know you are suffering, but still I have a desire you should come. I am suffering, but I already developed a desire. Why I am suffering? Sing your suffering. With your small kids, you are walking from Navadvip, you are coming here. But I want your association. You can say NCC. Bhagavatam's conclusion is also, always we have to pray to Krishna, give me association. CC conclusion also same. Raya Ramananda, topic of Raya Ramananda, you can see. Sravan Utsav. Sravan Utsav said clearly, if my son will die, if thunderbolt will fall down on my head, still I can tolerate. But Mahaprabhu, I cannot tolerate if you go to South India. If once you went, I cannot find devotees association. I cannot find your association. You should stay few more days. And Mahaprabhu stay. Mahaprabhu at that time like a doll. Mahaprabhu like Krishna. Mahaprabhu said, yes, I'll stay. I'll stay. Mahaprabhu stayed for few days. Then again said, oh my brother, gone somewhere. I have to find out where is my brother. My mom is always crying. Like small child. Mahaprabhu used to say like small child. I have to go. I have to search my brother. Please allow me. Krishna wants permission from devotee. And we are detecting Guru. We are ordering Guru. We are giving idea to Guru. We are devotee? Because we don't know this philosophy. We don't know. Krishna wants permission. Yes. Only Krishna never took permission in Krishna Lila. Mahaprabhu always took permission. In Krishna Lila, when Krishna left Vrindavan towards Mathura, he never took permission of gopis. Never said. Krishna developed fear. If I will, Krishna already said in chariot, gopis are running, Many gopis discussing many things. This is in Oriya, in song. Our Vaishnavas, pure Vaishnavas, Gopal Krishna, he wrote down all these things. Many gopis giving many statements. Let's go and beat Akrur. And someone is saying, why you are blaming Akrur? This is also in Bhagavatam. This is fault of Krishna. He is our lover. But you see, he don't want to, he don't want to see little in back. In his eye corner, in his glance, he don't want to see. Because Krishna don't want to see the gopis at that moment. No, he cannot tolerate the separation. He's very great. Not looking towards back. So gopis are running. Then other gopis are saying, we have to give up our idea. Krishna don't have love for us. Therefore he is leaving. Why not Krishna looks? Why not Krishna took permission? Why? Out of fear. He cannot go. Once see the tear of gopis, Krishna will stay forever there. Yes, he will become Jagannath. The same form will come. There is very fear for gopis. Yes. Their gopi is their embodiment of love. Only their body, our acharyas, like that. Always their lives, how to please Krishna, how to please Krishna, how to please Krishna. Therefore, institution is required for us. Institution and Guru, pure devotees, are not different. When pure devotees was there, through his spiritual energy, spiritual body, he established. This institution is called. Yes. These are these heavy things. So Mahaprabhu said, Sannyasi manu samor nahi kon dhan ki diya tomar rona kori visodhan. I am so depth towards all of you. With so much suffering you are coming, I don't have to give anything because I am a sannyasi. Sannyasi, I can't give anything. Only one thing I have. Mahaprabhu said. This is sweet dealings with Mahaprabhu. I want your association. Mahaprabhu said, I cannot give you anything, but I have only one thing. Deha matra dhama tomar koilu samarpan taha bikai jaha bechite tomar man. Only I am a sannyasi. Mahaprabhu said to Advaita Acharya, to all the devotees, I don't have anything. I am a sannyasi. Only I have one property, this body. You can take this body. You want to sell anywhere, just sell it. This is love. This is Mahaprabhu's love towards his devotees. So many, about Jagadananda Pandit, about Govind, many stories are there, many leelas. We are Gaudiyas. Actually, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ji Maharaj said, you cannot find, like in Prabhupada's lecture, you cannot find, our Gurudev also said like that, we are Gaudiyas, we are not storytellers. We have to speak Leela, but important is Leela Rahasya, the secret of Leela. That is important. We are not Sahaja, only we will hear Leela. No. Leela Rahasya. Because Leela Rahasya will help you when we will chant. The Leela, secret of Leelas will help. Oh, this is Mahaprabhu's teachings. When we have to chant, we have to cry, we have to pray. So our Gaudiyas used to preach Leela Rasa. Leela and is confidential, like in the secrets, hidden secrets. So these are the secrets. So if you have some question, 5 minutes there. So if some devotees have some question, they must. Oh, many questions.
Maharaj, in Gaudiya temples, only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there.
Yes, Radha is there. Mahaprabhu is there means Radha is there.
No, but Nityananda Prabhu is not there.
Where?
In Gaudiya mandirs, jo earlier made Gaudiya Math, in Gaudiya Matha.
I want to say one thing. Philosophy is one thing and revealing process is one thing. You understand? Gaudiya Vaishnava temples, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, other Gaudiya Vaishnava temples, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur established Gaur Gadadhar. But you can find Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ji Maharaj, most of Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu. So Acharyas, they are embodiment of love. So according to their mood, it doesn't mean Gaurnita is not there, it's there. With Radha Krishna, some of their Acharyas, they are not. But Prabhupada is different. Prabhupada introduced, so if someone asks, oh, it may be Rasavhas. Yeah, you may say like that. But we have to understand the position of Acharyas. Prabhupada, why Prabhupada introduced Gaur-Nitai? Without Nityananda, we cannot serve Radharani. No. We can't serve. Therefore, Prabhupada, whatever Acharyas introduce, that is absolute. We cannot compare why this is there, why this is there, why this is there. No. They are Acharyas. And Acharyas knows, according to the present situation, did Gaur Vishwadas Babaji Maharaj have some institution? Any temple? Then? Very difficult to understand Acharyas. This is a very heavy question. Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to say, Calcutta is Shyam Manjari's Kunj. This is Kunj of Shyam Manjari. And Gaur Krishna Maharaj said, this is Kalir Brahmand. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he opened temple there. He said, don't go there. Bolt the door. Chant Hare Krishna. This is Kali Brahman. Don't go there. Varshabhanavi Devi, don't go there. But he went. Established temple. Then, he's not following his guru. Acharya system, you have to understand. Therefore, whenever there is some chance, just hear about Acharyas. Second, Krishna. Otherwise, we will misunderstood. According to the jivas, Krishna knows which deity, which process, everything is in Shastra. They manifest through Acharyas. Nityananda mercy is absolutely necessary now because we are very attached for our, for Visayas. Subtle desires are there. Fame, prestige, adoration, enjoyment. We cannot serve Radha Krishna. Therefore, they introduce Nityananda. And especially 17 days, our Gurudev used to 17 days Prabhupada just stay in Bhubaneswar only for one day. Which day? For Nityananda's appearance, stay there. 17 days. Because I want that day. Yes. How can I say? Stone corner of that temple. Nityananda. Nitai Karuna. You can hear Prabhupada's songs. Nitai, Nitai. Oh, whenever I saw in France this new Mayapur, still these deities are always in my heart. I like that place, new Mayapur. This Gaur Nitai is different. Prabhupada introduced Gaur Nitai for that. What rasa we can do? Without prasadam, we are mad. We are even we are not prasad devotee now. No. Pizza devotee, pasta devotee. We are going to anywhere, we can eat anywhere. Without prasadam, we cannot serve Guru. Yeah, I am saying like that. You may feel bad. What Radha Krishna you can say? Always enjoyment mood, always want comfortable life. Little problem comes, oh, we can pack our luggage, we can go. Who is Guru? Yes, Guru have to manage his own temple. I have to go. Nityananda is required. Absolute things. What Prabhupada had done. Okay, now this is time, 12. Oh, 1 minute is there. Any serious question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for your heart-touching class. Mahaprabhu said that bhalo na khaive bharan na porive. But in my especially, we have all pizza, pasta, chow mein, all this.
Without that, no one can do bhajan. Therefore, Raj.
No, it is said Mahaprabhu told that don't take delicious prasad. But if we take in the mood of that is Krishna's prasad, not thinking of our tongue. So please tell me about this.
Yes, this is good. if you develop this mood, Mahaprabhu said to Raghunath Goswami, not only say one thing, bhalo na khaiva ar bhalo na pariva, then gramya katha na suniva, gramya katha na kahiva. All these are steps. Don't speak other things than Krishna. Okay, like your question, if in this mood, when you develop this mood, this is Krishna's remnant, why will specifically wants pizza and pasta? Everything is prasadam. That means you have to read Prabhupada's nectar of instruction. Prabhupada said, if someone, for his own choice, he wants a particular taste and he wants to offer to Krishna, this is sinful. I like pizza, I will offer pizza. This is karma, this is not bhakti. At least you can save yourself from sinful activities. But you cannot develop bhakti. You read Prabhupada books, nectar of instruction. See. So if someone develop this prasad mood, whatever come, maybe pizza, maybe whatever it may be. No special arrangement. Yes. Whatever Krishna is supplying, chalo. A mood. It does not mean I am saying, oh, you stop prasadam. It does not mean I am not taking whatever Krishna is supplying. This is not our main job. Main job is to serve Krishna. And what Guru is supplying? Bas, chalo. Not so many conditions in service. Okay, now this is time. Thank you. So, someone have a question? This Mataji, she is asking, eager, I want to ask. So thanks to all of the devotees and Mayapur management, all Prabhupada's disciples, and all of you, please our mercy.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much Maharaj. We really need your classes. So Maharaj, you mentioned in the class, because our heart is filled with fault finding and we, instead of remembering our Guru's words, there is so much to improve in ourselves. So, but as you were mentioning, even in the slightest dealings, we are not able to control ourselves and we act independently. So, how to get rid of that?
Yes, therefore in first class we are discussing, we cannot save ourselves from second desire. We don't have strength. You want its proof? Go to 7th canto. Narad Muni's instruction to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Etat sarvam guru bhaktya purusa hi anjasa jayat. Asankalpat jayat kamam kama krodha visajjanat. You can find these verses. How to control the anṛtas. He is giving different way. By determination you can control lust. By give up lust you can control anger. But one procedure is there. By following one thing you can control everything. Etat sarvam guru bhaktya. If you develop anal devotion towards a pure devotee. Jasya devi parabhakti. We are like small child. Small child tendency, he will create some problem. It is mother's duty, always catch up. You understand? A child, maybe, you see, a child used to catch up mother's hand. And mother is sometimes, not sometimes, mother always catch up child's hand. So which one is safe? Huh? A child can anytime give up mother's hand. Anytime. But mother will never give up. Even sometimes child fall down, mother can. So always we have to pray to acharyas, sadhus. We are not secure here. No one is, Prabhupada said. This is material world. We are sleeping, like our Gurudev said, you are sleeping in lap of Maya. Mood of nature is very prominent. Anytime this anṛta, criticizing mentality, fault-finding nature may come. Only we have to pray, Guru Acharyas, please, shower mercy. I am like a small child, save me. Save me. Therefore, Prabhupada said, Guru Puja, always pray to Guru. Intense prayer is required. Yes, and service. Whenever there is chance, serve Acharyas. Serve in temple, Prabhupada's temple. Always pray to Prabhupada. Yes. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Oh, you have some question?
Thank you.
Maharaj
Thank you.
Maharaj came already? Oh, Prabhuji. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for revealing the rahasya of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, the mode. My question is, Maharaj, you said that we have to become attached to pure devotee. So, is there anything like if we are getting attracted, attachment is very high for me, but getting attracted to surely Guru per se for me, but if we are getting attracted to even other pure devotees, Vaishnavas, so is it unchastity or
No.
because that attraction is there, so what to do with that?
No. When we attract to other Vaishnavas, pure Vaishnavas, we have to understand my Guru is pleased. By Guru's blessing, I can. This is Guru's arrangement. You understand? This is Guru's arrangement. But sometimes you cannot minimize the position of Guru. This is very difficult. Therefore we have to pray for Sikhya, we have to pray to Guru. Please you help me. When Guru will left, what we have to do? We want someone. So if you are not matured, so if you pray, then he will arrange some Vaishnavas. We used to discuss this thing. If you are a good Vaishnava, you understand, your position is you are a very nice Vaishnavas. Not only you will get mercy from your Guru, but you will get mercy from all Vaishnavas. If in your village one good boy is there, you don't think his father is only pride for this boy. Everyone is saying, oh, he's a good boy, he's a good boy, he's a good boy. So even sometimes we are not begging mercy from other Vaishnavas, but if you devoted to Guru and you become a nice Vaishnavas, automatically other Vaishnavas have mercy. But if you naturally attract to some Vaishnavas, this is Guru's mercy. But don't commit offense at lotus feet of either Dikhya or Sikhya. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj,
Hare
for your
Krishna.
wonderful class.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So
Ananta
we'll-
Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Nityanand Prabhu ki jai. Mayapur Dham ki jai. Sambit Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
We expect again and again your association. So we thank to Maharaj by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His Holiness Haldar Swami Maharaj ki. So at the ending time, we get little bit taste. Like when we are chanting, starting time we will not. But as you chant more and more, then we will be attached. We will have little taste, develop little taste. But by the time it will finish, time is finished, 16 rounds finish. Like that now, we are going to finish off, but we are getting little bit taste, right? So thank you so much. And we have now with us His Grace Kripanidhi Prabhu. Kripanidhi Prabhu is Prabhupada's disciple. I request Kripanidhi Prabhu to come and take the Vyasasana. So Kripanidhi Prabhu, we'll welcome to Kripanidhi Prabhu by chanting Huludvani and Haridvani. Hari Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So Kripanidhi Prabhu joined in 1972 at Canada. He has accepted first initiation in 1972 USA and second initiation 1973. He was studying yoga and met with the devotees, got attached to prasadam, and he became devotee. Then he engaged in book distribution in North America. In 1983, he was temple president. He was acting like a temple president 1983 to 89, and he opened IIT club in the colleges, and he was very much intensely preaching to the youths. So he is the preacher, youth preacher. And then returned to Canada. He entered into Grihastha ashram in 1989. He is a member of Sharanagati farm community. Worked with Bhaktivedanta Institute. So 2 years ago, he shifted to Sridham, Mayapur with his family. And here also he is doing book distribution and various preaching activities. He has been invited to various preaching places like colleges and other congregational preaching. So, Kripanidhi Prabhu, we very much thankful to you for giving your association. You can start your class. And Kripanidhi Prabhu will be speaking today on Lord Chaitanya's feeling of separation from Krishna. It's all very nice topics, na? All connected, looks like. Nectar. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Maharaj. Any Mridanga players? Any harmonium players? Any harmonium player? Mridanga player? Okay. Sure. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschacharya Zitarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacharya Zitarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Jaya Shri Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare Bol, Nitya Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare, Nitya Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaur Hare Bol, Nitya Gaur Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivrajikacharya, Astotara Satashishi Mad, ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Prem Shri Goho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadha, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Syama Kunda Radha Kunda Gita Govardhan Ki, Shri Brajabhumi Brindavan Dham Ki, Shri Dham Mayapur Ki, Ganga Maya Ki, Yamuna Maya Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Tulsi Maharani Ki, Gaur Pramanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. So the feelings of separation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt for Lord Krishna is chapter 14 of Antya Leela. So this is very advanced, esoteric conception of love of God. The feelings of separation. Srila Prabhupada used to say that we should never think that, oh, now I have met Krishna. But the highest taste is the taste of Krishna Prema, love of God in separation from the Lord. This was exemplified by Madhavendra Puri when he was getting close to his death. He was on the bed and he was singing a verse, "Oh, my Lord of Mathura, I have not attained your lotus feet, and therefore I'm leaving this world in great lamentation." So he had a disciple called Ramachandra Puri. And Ramachandra Puri, within his heart, he was very critical of Vaishnavas. In fact, he used to go around and he would feed devotees like Jagadananda Pandit, Raghava Pandit. He would first give them lots of prasadam, And then after that he would say, oh, I've heard that the followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they overeat, atyahara. They're overeaters, and he would criticize. And one time when he visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw some ants on the windowsill in the room of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri. And he said, oh, sannyasis, you're a sannyasi, why are you eating sweets? These ants on the windowsill here, they're indicating that you're indulging in eating sweets. You're indulging your tongue. Jiva vegam. So this is not the proper behavior of a sannyasi. So in this way he would move around the assembly of the associates of Lord Chaitanya and criticize them. So he was in the presence of Madhavendra Puri. When Madhavendra Puri was leaving his body, he was one of the disciples of Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri was addressed by Ramachandra Puri. He said, why are you lamenting? Brahmabhuta prashanatmana sochati na kankshati savasarveshu bhuteshu madbhakte labate param. He said in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one who is on the transcendental platform never laments or hankers for anything. Na sochati na kankshati. Why are you lamenting? And Madhavendra Puri became so angry, he said, you rascal, get out of my sight or I'll never attain the lotus feet of Krishna. So in this way, yasya prasadad bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadad nakati katopi. Our whole existence and our spiritual advancement depends on the pleasure of the spiritual master. In the case of Ramachandra Puri, he displeased and offended his spiritual master, the great Acharya, Madhavendra Puri. And for this, he was not given the blessings of Lord Chaitanya. On the other hand, Ishvara Puri, another disciple of Madhavendra Puri, he used to take care of Madhavendra Puri's body when Madhavendra Puri was an invalid. He would clean him up, even take him into the bathroom and clean him after answering to the call of nature. And Madhavendra Puri blessed him that he would initiate the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased that he took initiation from Ishvara Puri, as we know. So these expressions of separation from the Lord, feeling great anxiety like Radharani when Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura. Uddhava came from Mathura to appease the gopis. And he brought a letter from Krishna. My dear gopis, know it that you can never be separated from me. Krishna is present in the glories of his holy name. In his aprakash, this is called his aprakash feature, unmanifested. And in this way, Uddhava was trying to please the gopis. But when Uddhava went back to Mathura to meet Krishna, he explained that Radharani was experiencing, and the other gopis were experiencing such great separation from him, that they were burning in the fire of separations. Radharani was lying on the ground. Her body was turning black from the heat of separation. In this way, we know, Yugayitam nameshine chakshasha pravishayitam sunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also expressing this feeling of separation from Krishna. In fact, when Krishna comes in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he completely embeds himself, he drowns himself in the mood of Srimati Radharani, in Mahabhav, pure love of God. The highest stage is Mahabhav. Love, such great love in separation, fathomless love for Lord Krishna. So in that verse by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya is saying that feeling a moment's separation from you, the world becomes vacant. And one moment feels like 12 years or more. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, he writes many verses about the love that Radharani and the gopis feel for Krishna, Madhurya Ras. So Uddhava is explaining this burning of the body, this burning feeling out of separation from the Lord. And when Akrura took Krishna back to Mathura, all the gopis were trying to block his chariot, as we know. And some of them even gave up their bodies out of great anguish from Lord Krishna. Radharani once prayed, she was cursing Lord Brahma that you've given me eyelids which blink, and for that moment that I don't see Krishna, it feels like 12 years or more. It feels like a whole yuga. In this way, Radharani was praying that perhaps I can get the eyes of a fish which never blink. These are beautiful poetic expressions by the great acharyas. So in this particular chapter, it begins by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This part of the Yanchalila, the last 8 years of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, he's always acting in the mood of Radharani in great madness, sometimes rubbing his face against the walls in the Gambhira room. That is the room that Kashi Mishra gave him in Jagannath Puri. And devotees would be in great pain when they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his face bleeding from rubbing his face. He was completely in a trance of feeling separation from Krishna. And he would rub his face in the walls of the Gambhira room. You can go to that room in Jagannath Puri and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's his shoes, some of his clothing is there preserved in a glass case. This is where the Supreme Personality of Godhead resided for so many years of his life, of his appearance on this planet. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishna Sangopangascha Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtane Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumeda Shah. In Kali Yuga, Krishna Varnam, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Jiva Goswami explains that Tvisha Krishna cannot appear as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because then he'd have to kill everyone in Kali Yuga. Everyone is like Jaghai Madai. So now he comes, and internally, esoterically, he wants to taste the love, the fathomless love, the ocean of love that the gopis and Radharani feels for Krishna. He wants to taste that fathomless love. He cannot understand it. It's almost inconceivable to him. Achintya, inconceivable. So he appears here in Sridham Mayapur at Yoga Pit under a neem tree 537 years ago. He appears for the benefit of the entire world. And he freely wants to give this experience of loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he empowers many of his devotees come with him. They're all, Narottam Das Thakur explains, they're all Nitya Siddhas. All his devotees, all his energies, Advaitacharya, Lord Nityananda, who's Lord Balaram, Mahavishnu, Advaitacharya, Srimati Radharani, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, Narada Muni, they all come to taste the nectar, Bhakti Rasam Rita Sindhu, the nectar of the ocean of devotion. Rasam Rita, this nectar. And he's giving it freely. He's empowering so many devotees. He empowered Nakula Brahmachari to move around Nadia, this area, and whoever saw him or heard him, they would also be infected with this pure love of God. Nrsingananda Brahmachari, another great devotee of the Lord, was empowered by the Lord also. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sometimes enter the body of other devotees and empower them to give out love of God to whoever met them in every town, every village. So this is a very special place, Prabhupada writes in the songs by Narottam Das Thakur, that this area of Nadia is a very special place. The Lord has chosen to place His lotus feet in this entire area. And it may not be surprising that right where you're sitting right now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda may have been dancing right here in this area in ecstasy and distributing love of Godhead 537 years ago, or a little later than that. So this chapter begins with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going and visiting Lord Jagannath. And as he's looking at Lord Jagannath in great ecstasy, every day after doing his duties, he would go for the darshan of Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri temple with his devotees. And as he was standing near the Garuda Stamba, a woman climbed up on his shoulders, eager to see the beautiful face of Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram, and Lady Subhadra. And immediately Govinda, he panicked, and he said, he touched the lady and said, come down, you're stepping on the Supreme Lord. You're stepping on Lord Chaitanya, and moreover, you're also offending Garuda, a great devotee of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, surprisingly, although he was very strict with the association of women, wasn't he? He even abandoned Chota Haridas. He ostracized Chota Haridas for going and begging a little rice from Sikhi Mahiti's sister. Sikhi Mahiti's sister is a very advanced devotee. In fact, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that there's only 3.5 devotees that understood the intense Mahabhav of Srimati Radharani and Lord Chaitanya. The intense love, the nectarine experience of Mahabhav. One was Sikhi Mahiti, Swarab Damodar, Ramananda Roy, and Sikhi Mahiti's sister, Madhavi Devi. So she's a very old lady, and she was very, very advanced, tasting the ecstasy of the gopis and Radharani's love for Krishna, and understanding Lord Chaitanya's deepest emotions while chanting the holy names. So when Chota Haridas went to beg from Sikha Mahiti's sister, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard about this, and he excommunicated him. Ironically now, he's defending the woman's behavior, and he's calling Govinda his servant. He's saying, "O Adivasya, O uncivilized man, how dare you interrupt this woman's eagerness to see the beautiful face of Lord Jagannath. I wish I had that much eagerness to see the Lord, that much desire." Lala Shamai. Intense greed to see and observe the beautiful form of the Supreme Lord. So he chastised Govinda, his servant. So that is the beginning of this chapter here. So here we see, after seeing the woman, the Lord's external consciousness returned, and he saw the original deity forms of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Lord Balaram. When he saw the deities, Lord Chaitanya thought he was seeing Krishna in Kuruksetra. He wondered, have I come to Kuruksetra? Where is Vrindavan? So, in this period of his life, the last 8 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always hankering to be in Vrindavan. He said, wherever my mind and my heart is, that is Vrindavan. For my heart is always in Vrindavan. And sometimes we see Lord Chaitanya walking towards the Gundicha Mandir, which is surrounded by his very intimate disciples, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, and his respectful associates Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati. And sometimes he'd see a garden, like the Aitola Gardens, on the way to Gundicha Mandir. And he suddenly would think he would be in Vrindavan. And we'd go rushing into the garden, looking for Krishna and Radha. And in this way, he'd fall on the ground in complete ecstasy and go into what is called internal consciousness. And in this state of mind, he would go and he would assist the gopis in their transcendental activities. One time, he was describing in a very poetic way that his mind is like a horse, and all of his five senses are being pulled in different directions by the beautiful form of Krishna, by the beautiful smell of Krishna, by the beautiful texture of Krishna's body. Like this, all the five senses, the ears, the eyes, the tongue, the sweetness of Krishna's lips, all these various objects, Krishna's features, were pulling his five senses in different directions. Alas, the horse of my mind is going to die. So these are all beautiful descriptions that Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy and others, Rupa Goswami, would recite while Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in this state of internal consciousness. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be chanting in his Gambhira room, and all the doors would be locked. All three doors to his room would be locked. And Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy would be outside with Govinda. And suddenly the chanting would stop. And they would open the door, and Lord Chaitanya wasn't there. And Lord Chaitanya, by some mystics event, would end up near the Simhadwara gate of Lord Jagannath's temple. And in his ecstasy, his limbs would enter into his body, and he would look like a pumpkin. And when the devotees went looking for him, they'd finally find him. And they would chant in his ear, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And if Lord Chaitanya came out of internal consciousness, he would say, why have you brought me here? I was in Vrindavan. There I was, experiencing the love of Krishna. I was experiencing the beautiful flute playing of Krishna and tasting the transcendental descriptions of Krishna's flute playing. It's described by Rupa Goswami that Krishna's flute playing is so magical that it pierced the entire covering of our universe. It struck the Gandharvas with wonder. It broke the meditation of the four Kumaras, Sanaka and Sanatan. And it caused Lord Shesh, who was holding the universes on his heads, to move hither and thither in a dizzy way. Such is the wonderful flute playing of Lord Krishna. It loosens the hair and belts of the gopis. Lord Chaitanya would recite these wonderful poems by the great acharyas from the Krishna Karnamrita of Bilvamangal Thakur, and writings by Baladev Vidyabhushana. And he would be hearing these recitations given by Swarup Damodar, or himself he would recite these wonderful descriptions. That although Krishna's flute is male, and it is hard and full of holes, it is so presumptuous that it is always drinking the nectar of the Supreme Lord's lips. Although the flute himself is male, he's always at the lips of Krishna. Although the gopis are actually the real proprietors of Krishna's lips, the flute of Lord Krishna is so presumptuous and so bold that he's even challenging the gopis. I challenge you to come and drink the nectar of Krishna's lips. These descriptions are also given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna's thundering voice, Krishna's joking words, Krishna's flute playing, and the tinkling of Krishna's ornaments these 4 different sounds enter into the ears of the gopis while they're at home with their husbands and their children. And the gopis rush out to meet Krishna in the dead of night. And they cannot hear because these sounds have entered into their ears and taken nest there like a cuckoo bird. They cannot hear the calling and summoning of their relatives and husbands. Come home and take care of your activities, of your household duties. In this way, these beautiful poetic offerings are given. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always tasting this wonderful experience, Madhurya Leela, Madhurya Ras, in separation from Krishna. So I'll read a little more. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dreamed of the rasa dance, he was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss. But when his dream broke, he thought he had lost a precious jewel. At night, Lord Chaitanya would reveal to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy the ecstatic feelings of his mind. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "At first my mind somehow achieved the treasure of Krishna, but it again lost him. Therefore it gave up my body and home because of lamentation and accepted the religious principles of a Kapalika yogi. When my mind went to Vrindavan with its disciples, then my mind went to Vrindavan with his disciples, my senses." Having lost his acquired gem, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with lamentation by remembering its attributes. Then, grasping the necks of Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami, he cried, "Alas, where is my Lord Hari? Where is Hari?" Finally, he became restless and lost all patience. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written a book, Chamatkara Chandrama. In this book, he describes various activities of Krishna, various tricks and pranks that Lord Krishna plays while trying to meet Radharani. So because Radharani was benedicted with the blessings from Durvasa Muni, that whatever she cooked, anyone who ate that prasadam of Radharani would have a long life and would be always happy. So Mother Yashoda, she arranged that Radharani would come and cook in her house every day. In this way, Radha would get some association with Krishna. In this way, they would meet, and Radharani would cook for Krishna. Radharani had the benediction from Durvasa Muni that she wouldn't cook the same thing twice in her whole lifetime. And that whatever she cooked, no one could even come close to the wonderful fragrance and taste of this prasadam. So this was going on, and Radharani's mother-in-law, Jatila, she started noticing ecstatic loving symptoms in the body of Radharani. And so she made a decision with her daughter, Kutila, we have to forbid Radharani from going to the house of Krishna. Something's going on, and this is interfering with Radharani's marriage to Abhimanyu. So they closed up the doors of the house and kept Radharani from going to see Krishna every day and cooking for him. Radharani, you can imagine, even a moment of not seeing Krishna was so painful for her and the gopis. Radharani was lying on the ground and her body was burning up in separation from Krishna. Even a moment's absence of being in the presence of Krishna would cause such great feelings of pain in the hearts of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. The gopis, the gopas, even the trees, all the trees. We know that Krishna abandoned the gopis during the Rasa Leela dance. The gopis were thinking, oh, look at this, in the middle of the night, were dancing with Krishna here in the forest of Vrindavan. We are very special. At that time, Krishna decided to hide away from the gopis. And when he did that, the gopis became very, very upset. They started lamenting, and they were going mad out of separation from Krishna. And they were running in the forest, going deeper and deeper. Where is the son of Maharaj Nanda? Where is the prince of Vrindavan? Where is the blue prince? In this way, they kept going deeper and deeper, looking in the forest. And out of separation, they started imitating the pastimes of Krishna. One gopi would imitate Putana, and another gopi would pretend to be sucking her poisoned breast. In this way, they would enact all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Another gopi would pretend to be the Shakatashura, the cart demon, and another gopi would push her down on the ground and say, "Now I have killed you." Another gopi would climb on the shoulders of one gopi and pretend to be the Trinavarta demon. Krishna had killed the Trinavarta demon. In this way, she pretended that she was killing Trinavarta. In this way, the gopis were enacting all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna as they went deeper and deeper into the forest. And they would ask the trees, "My dear trees, have you seen the son of Maharaj Nanda? Has he passed this way? Has he gone past you?" And of course, the trees, they are non-speaking living entities, non-moving living entities. So they wouldn't answer the gopis. And the gopis would rationalize, "Oh, the trees are male, and so they're protecting the other male, Krishna." And then they would go further in the forest. They would see the tulsis and other flowering plants, malika plants, jasmine flowering plants, and they would inquire from them, "Have you seen as Krishna come this way?" In this way, they were always feeling a heightened experience of separation from Krishna. So Radharani was lying in the house of Abhimanyu and Jatila, and she's feeling such separation. Her body was overheating. She was burning in the separation. There was one letter from Lalita to Krishna. In this letter, this kind of emotion is called mrityu, or deathly, feeling deathly. Lalita wrote a letter to Krishna saying, "Radharani is lying on the ground. She's feeling deathly ill. She's hardly breathing. Her body is not moving. I will put a cotton swab to her nose, and if she's breathing, I shall chastise her." So in this way, Lalita is a very, very spicy Saki of Radharani, and she's always chastising Krishna and calling him a rascal debauchee. So Krishna, he was at the home of Mother Yashoda, and he was missing the cooking of Radharani. And Mother Yashoda arranged for Rohini, Balaram's mother, to come and cook for Krishna. And Krishna wouldn't be eating as voraciously as he usually does. He's a young boy running into the pasturing grounds. And Mother Yashoda would notice that he wasn't the same. He wasn't the same boy. He was also feeling great separation from Radharani. And so a plot was hatched. Dhanishta, one of the friends of Radharani, one of the Sakis, she dressed Krishna up like a female doctor. And then she went to the house of Jatila and Kutila and Abhimanyu. And she said, "I've come and I'm just requesting that Radharani can cook some nice ladus and some sweetmeats. Krishna is missing this nice cooking of Radharani." So Dhanishta went into the room of Radharani, and she was lying on the ground. Her body was burning up. Vishaka and Lalita, they'd made her a bed of lotus petals smeared with chandan and camphor to cool her body down. But when Radharani lay on that bed, suddenly the entire bed of leaves, lotus leaves, turned into embers, burning embers. In this way, nothing could resolve the issue of Radharani's burning separation. So Dhanishta thought, well, I'll trick her. And she whispered in her ear, Radharani, wake up, your beloved is here, and he's standing right before you. In a minute, in a moment, Radharani's eyes opened, and she said, where? And Dhanishta said, I've come from Yashoda's house, please immediately make some nice sweet preparations for Krishna. And immediately Radharani was thinking, oh, how can I please Krishna? I must cook for him some nice sweetmeats. And so she summoned Rupa Manjari, who appeared with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not very far from here. Now it's in Bangladesh. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they're both Manjaris. They appeared here after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Rupa Manjari is a very, very intimate associate of Radharani. And she started preparing the stove and lighting up the stove and arranging ingredients for Radharani to cook for Krishna nice sweetmeats. So as Radharani was cooking, the heat of the fire was getting hotter and hotter. But because she was cooking for Krishna, the magic of prema made the fire feel very cooling for her. And she felt very cool serving Krishna. In this way, when we serve Krishna, it's indicated that all problems go away. All our anxieties, our burning anxieties, everything is removed simply by engaging in devotional service to Lord Krishna. In fact, any kind of anxiety, we take that as a source of pleasure if it pleases Krishna. If we take risks to preach the mission of Lord Chaitanya, although it may be dangerous or painful, that risk is the greatest of our pleasure. This is described by Srimati Radharani in the final chapter of Antya Lila, where she says sometimes Krishna, being a debauchee, he sometimes wants to associate with another gopi. And that gives great pain to me. But because I have to give Krishna whatever pleasure and happiness he wants, I become the maidservant of that gopi. And I take her by the hand and I bring her to the doorstep of Krishna. And that great, excuse me. And that pain that I may be feeling becomes the greatest of my happiness if it pleases Krishna. So in this way, Radharani made nice sweetmeats for Krishna. And then Dhanishta took her aside and whispered something in her ear. And then Dhanishta disappeared with the sweetmeats and went back to the house of Mother Yashoda to give Krishna his sweetmeats. Then Radharani whispered something in the ear of Vishaka, and Lalita was present there. And suddenly Vishaka started groaning and agonizing and screaming and ran out into the room, the living room where Jatila was. And she was saying, oh my goodness, Radharani has been bitten by a poisonous snake. And she's lying on the ground. This poison is moving up her body. If it reaches her head, she will die. And Jatila became very, very traumatized and became totally confused and was saying, oh no, and Radharani was lying there pretending to be deathly ill. And Jatila told her daughter Kotila, run and summon, get Abhimanyu to go to the village and get a doctor who can cure this poisonous effect of this poisonous snake. Then Radharani opened her mouth and said, I have taken a vow of chastity. I'm a very chaste housewife, and no doctor, no man can touch me. If he even touches my toes, I will die. So then Jatila was confused about what to do. And she asked Vishaka, what should I do? What should we do? And Vishaka suggested, well, Purnamasi, the mother of Sandipani Muni, she may know some mantras and tantras to cure this poisonous effect of snake bite. so let us go to Purnamasi's house. So they all went off to Purnamasi to meet Purnamasi. And when they met Purnamasi, Purnamasi was there with Gargacharya's daughter, Gargi. And they were asking, does anyone know Radharani is dying from snake bite? Does anyone know the mantras and the medicine to cure? And Gargi, the daughter of Gargacharya, said, well, I know many mantras, but my sister, whose name is Vidyavali, she is just visiting from Kashi. She's married to a very high-class Brahmin family in Kashi, but she just happens to be here in Vrindavan area, Gokul area, and she's very expert in curing poisonous bites by snakes. So I wonder who Vidyavali is. So Jatila was in great anxiety, and she was asking, let's go, please, let's go, and asked Vidyavali to please hurry up and come and help Radharani, save her before she dies. In this way, they went to the house of Gargi and met Vidyavali, who was Krishna disguised, and they requested, oh Vidyavali, could you please come? Vidyavali said, yes, Jatila, let us go to the house of Abhimanyu, let's go to your house and help this poor girl. But I am a Brahmin and I'm not really accustomed to going to people's homes, but I will make an exception this time. So as they were walking, Vidyavali tells Jatila, the mantras are in my throat, but I'm chewing this tambula, these special herbs, and I have to transfer them into the mouth of the patient. Are you okay with that? And Jatila said, well, it's kind of awkward transferring this remnants of someone's chewed remnants into someone's mouth. But Gargi intervened and said, in the case of life and death situation, whatever is required has to be done. So they got to the house of Jatila, and Radharani was lying on the ground, and they went into the room, and there, Vidyavali, she said, oh, Radharani has to remove all her clothes. I have to touch her entire body to find out where the poison is. Which part of her body is the poison? So everyone leave the room. In this way, everyone had to leave the room, and behind a closed door, Krishna, as he was touching the body of Radharani. Radharani went into ecstasy, and her body was changing color, and her body was trembling. Nayanam galudashaya vadanam gadgada rudaya gira. When will my body tremble while chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna? When will my throat choke up? And when will my hairs stand on end while chanting the holy names of the Lord? So Radharani was in ecstasy by the touch of Krishna. And Krishna, he spoke quite loudly and said to them behind the door, this poison is so lethal that I'm going to have to summon the snake who bit her and find out some reason, question him. So then Krishna, in disguise his voice as a snake, he summoned the snake. And in the voice of the doctor, he's asking, my dear snake, where did you come from? The snake said, Mount Kailash. Oh, who has sent you? Lord Shiva. Why has he sent you to bite the daughter-in-law of Jatila? And the snake said, I am biting this daughter-in-law because Jatila has committed a great offense to Durvas Muni. She has been suspicious that the cooking of Radharani is not good enough and that somehow her chastity is being questioned. Therefore, I have bitten the daughter-in-law, and that gives much more pain to the mother-in-law than direct biting her. Oh, but why didn't you bite the son, her son? I will bite him tomorrow when he comes here. So in this way, a discussion went back and forth between Vidyavali and the king of snakes. And Jatila, hearing this, she started yelling out loud, "No, no, no, I will never, ever, ever try to, I will never, please forgive me. Durvas Muni is actually an expansion of Lord Shiva. I hope that he can forgive me for having offended him and questioning his great blessings to Radharani. And as far as Radharani goes, she can do whatever she wants. Please just save her life. I'm sorry, you know, I'm just a mad woman. Sometimes I do crazy things. And my daughter-in-law, she causes so much anxiety to my daughter, Kutila, causes so much anxiety to my daughter-in-law. From now on, she won't say anything." In this way, they both surrendered and were begging for forgiveness. So Vidyavali opened the door, and the serum was given to Radharani, and Radharani said, "Now I'm feeling much better." In this way, a wonderful prank of Krishna and the gopis were all giggling, and a wonderful prank was conducted by Krishna and Radha to meet again. And then Jatila said, from now on, Radharani can go to the house of Mother Yashoda anytime she wants and cook for Krishna. Shri Radha Krishna ki. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing feelings of separation, and he's comparing his mind to a great yogi. He's saying, the ring of Krishna's Rasa Leela, manufactured by Sukadev Goswami, the most auspicious craftsman, is as pure as an earring made from a conch shell. The yogi of my mind is wearing that earring upon his ear. From a gourd he has carved out the bowl of my aspirations, and he's taken the bag of my expectations on his shoulder. The yogi of my mind wears the torn quilt of anxiety on his dirty body, which is covered with dust and ashes. His only words are, alas, Krishna. He wears 12 bangles of distress on his wrist and a turban of greed on his head. Because he has not eaten anything, he is very thin. The great yogi of my mind always studies the poetry and discussions of Lord Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. In Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, great saintly yogis like Vyasadeva and Sukadev Goswami have described Lord Krishna as the supersoul beyond all material contamination. The mystic yogi of my mind has assumed the name Mahabaula and made disciples of my 10 senses. Thus my mind has gone to Vrindavan, leaving aside the home of my body and the great treasure of material enjoyment. So when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was in discussion with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at the end of the 7 days, he realized who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nohe Anya. That none other than Radha and Krishna, the Lord has now appeared in the age of Kali to deliver the souls from the deepest, darkest dungeon of ignorance. And so he offered a beautiful prayer, Vairagya Vidyanija Bhakti Yoga, Shiksharsham Eka Purusha Purana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dari Kripambudir Yastvam Maham Prapadye. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has descended onto this earth planet, into this universe, to teach us renunciation, vairagya, vidya, knowledge, real knowledge, and pure devotional service unto himself. So this entire activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to demonstrate to us that we can also even though we are very fallen in the age of Kali, and Narottam Das Thakur sings Patita Pavana Tava Avatar, Hitu Tava Avatar, Moshamo Patita Prabhu Napaibe Ar, that there's no other incarnation as merciful as Lord Chaitanya, because even murderers and rapists can become pure lovers of God like Jaghai and Madhai. And he's distributing it very freely without any hesitation whatsoever. It says that when Panchatattva were dancing in ecstasy and performing kirtan throughout Nadia, that those who were fit or unfit, it didn't matter. They simply drowned in this ocean of love of God. They were qualified or unqualified, it didn't matter. They all drowned in the ocean of love of God. And we see in the world today, throughout the world, that everyone is simply nunam pramata kurute vikarma yad indriya pritya aprinoti. The sadhu manye sura atmanoyam shan api kileshada ashadeha. Everyone is, Prahlad says, mad. Everyone is mad, Rishabhadeva, mad after sense gratification. They're simply pursuing, even here in India. Prabhupada said, India is spoilt by westernization, by imitating the West. Simply pursuing bhoga and aishvarya, material opulence and sense gratification, for which there is no happiness whatsoever. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to teach Vairagya Vijja Nija Bhakti Yoga. Vairagya, that Yavat Briyeta Jataram Tavat Svatvam Hi Dehinam Adhikam Yo Bhimanyeta Sustaina Dandhamarti. Yudhisthira Maharaj is hearing from Narada Muni in the 7th canto, and then Prahlad Maharaj meets the Avaduta who's lying on the ground. And in these verses it's described that one should accept only as much as one needs to maintain the body and soul together. Yavat briyeta jataram tavat svatvam hi dehinam. Just accept what you need, just like the bird. He takes a few seeds and goes away. Nowadays everyone's hoarding. Atyahara. Collecting more than necessary. Hoarding more than necessary. This is one of the obstacles to our advancement in spiritual life. Overeating, indulging the tongue in opulent foodstuffs, and over-collecting. Oh, I need this, I need that, I need more, I need a bigger house, I need soft bed, I need nice opulent pillows. So the whole world is being mesmerized. Nunam pramatak kurute vikarma. You're becoming mad for material luxuries. Nice soft pillows, nice bed, nice sense gratification. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to teach us the very opposite. The rasa varjam rasopiyasya, by tasting the nectar of the holy names, by actually tasting this. Adoshada tata sadhu sangha, first associate with devotees, bhajana kriya, and then engage in chanting and hearing 24 hours a day. Satatam kirtayantamam yatantascha dhridavrataha. And with great determination means practicing the austerities, keeping the mind and senses controlled. Right? Vachavegam manasakreta vegam. Jiva vegam udaro pasta vegam. One who tastes the highest ecstasy of chanting the holy name, nishta ruchi, one becomes fixed in relishing the chanting of the holy name. Within the holy name, all of Krishna's potencies are there. Everything is there in the holy name, which is non-different from Krishna. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he's teaching this. He's glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is teaching Vairagya, Vidya, Nija Bhakti, pure devotional service. Devotional service devoid of any kind of motive, desire for gain, desire for prestige and profit, desire for some kind of following and recognition, na danam, na janam, na sundarim. These are different elements that we have to clear from our hearts anṛtam nivriti, getting rid of all these subtle and gross pieces of dirt within our hearts, and then the Lord can sit within our hearts, and gradually we can enter into the realm of devotional service. So Narottam Das Thakur has many beautiful songs like this. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Kabe Habe, Narottam Das Thakur, Kabe Habe Bolo Se Din Amor, Aparada Gucci, Sudename Ruchi. When will that day be mine? When I taste for the holy name, I will have ruchi. I will taste the sweet nectar of the holy name. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is tasting the sweet nectar of Krishna's pastimes. He has no other desire. He doesn't even want to eat or sleep. The 6 Goswamis are in Daban. They conquered over eating, sleeping, mating, and all the different pushings of the body. Raghunath Das Goswami was so absorbed in love of God that he would eat a couple drops of butter every day or two. And he would sleep half an hour a day. This is an indication of one who is experiencing a very high level of prema bhakti. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is freely, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are freely trying to give it to us. What is the secret? Narottam Das Thakur says, Hino vine nite bai, Radha Krishna poitinai. If you want to enter into the wonderful pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Radharani running towards Krishna. One beautiful verse given by the Acharyas, Rupa Goswami writes that the river of Srimati Radharani has long since abandoned the tree of Abhimanyu, her husband, and she's broken through the bridge of social convention and crossed over the hills of family and relatives' instructions of chastity and morality. And as she flows towards the river, the great ocean, she flows towards the ocean of Krishna, she's met with the waves of discouraging words, of the codes of conduct for married housewives. Beautiful verses like this. Radharani is simply, they didn't care when they heard Krishna's flute. They simply rejected all codes of conduct for married women and ran to the forest. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is drinking. This is what he's relishing. So it begins with vairagya. Rasavarjam rasopiyasya param dristva nivartante, right? Krishna tells Arjuna, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya deinam. In the beginning, sadhana bhakti, Vedi bhakti, by controlling our mind and senses, by practicing sadhana bhakti, Jeev Jago, waking up early during the Brahma Muhurta hour, attending Mangalarti, attending Tulsi Arti, attending Srimad Bhagavatam class, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, and then glorifying the spiritual master every day, one experiences the higher taste, and then the lower desires for sense enjoyment, and the mind's pushings gradually become weaker and weaker. And one is able to enter into a more spontaneous level of devotional service. In sadhana bhakti, there are 2 different stages. The first stage, one is forcing himself to wake up at 3:30 in the morning and attending Mangal Arti. But Kapila Dev says, the one who sees the deity of the Lord in the temple, one should meditate on the beautiful forms of the Lord in the temple, and that these forms of the Lord are non-different from the super soul sitting within the hearts of the yogis who are meditating on the super soul in the Himalayan mountains. Non-different. Krishna is standing there waiting for us to come for darshan and glorify him. Satatam kirtayantumam, like that. So this is the second stage, raga bhakti, when one is a little more spontaneous in his service to Krishna, and he's enthusiastically, utsahan. He has some enthusiasm for chanting the holy names, for distributing the holy names to others. Is only, as Prahlad Maharaj says, Naivod Vijaypada Duratya Vaitaranyam Twadvirya Gayanam Hamrita Magnachita. My consciousness is completely absorbed in your wonderful activities and glories. Tote sochetato vichechasa indriyartam maya sukhayam baram udvahato vimuda. That my only lamentation is for those foolish people who are trying to enjoy society, friendship, and love, and who are controlled by their senses. Vimukachetasa indriyartam. Their consciousness is fully embedded, fully riveted in the senses, and the senses are pulling them here and there, and they're behaving like wild animals. So, devotee of the Lord, by practicing vairagya and knowing the truth of life, that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, and trying to please the great acharyas, tat karma pravartanat, following in the footsteps of the great acharyas. We have so many wonderful and great jewels of acharyas, beginning with Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is distributing this love of God beyond the shores of India, and his spiritual master who ordered him on his order to go across the ocean and distribute this wonderful treasure of love of God. It said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy, when they met in South India, they became like miners, and they were mining out different jewels in the mine, sapphires, rubies, emeralds, all types of beautiful, wonderful, precious gems were coming. And what was that? The different rasas, mellows of love of God. Even the trees in Vrindavan are offering their fruits and tasting love of Godhead. The gopis are picking those fruits from the trees, the kalpavriksha trees, and they're making nice preparations for Radha and Krishna. The trees are deriving and tasting that conjugal love by supplying the fruits. The cows in Goloka Vrindavan, the Sarabi cows, are supplying whatever devotees want to please the divine couple, Radha and Krishna. And these songs are being sung by Anṛtam Das Thakur, and we have them in our songbook. So this is what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling, glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavananyaya Krishna Prema. He's so merciful that Kritayat Jayato Vishnu. In Satya Yuga, they had to meditate for hundreds and thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, to attain what one can get here in Kali Yuga. Kaloyad Dari Kirtanad. That in the age of Kali, simply by chanting these holy names of the Lord, the simple process, and by associating with devotees favorably. Favorable association means Krishna Katha. Unfavorable association is called prajalpa. So Rupa Goswami, the father of devotional service, has warned us about the 6 pitfalls against devotional service. Atyahara prayashascha prajalpaniyamagraha janasangas chaloliam cha sadvir bhakti vranashyati. Overeating or eating luxurious foods. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict with his eating. We see that the 6 Goswamis, they were very strict in their eating habits. So that is the pursuance of the materialistic people, going to restaurants, enjoying different flavors of food, because the tongue is very voracious. But there's a line from the tongue to the mind to the belly to the genitals. This tongue is there. This line is there. So atyahara, collecting more than needed, greediness, possessiveness. These things are described by Narada Muni to Yudhisthira Maharaj. Soka moha bhaya krodha raga klebya shramadaya Yan mulam snurjayam jayat. Spriham panartaya buddha. The root cause of all your problems, like lamentation, illusion, fear, anger, raga, klebya, attachment, over-attachment to material things, to your own body, to your material possessions, to your bank balance, even to the bodies of your relatives. Raga, klebya means poverty. You become impoverished because you spend so much money on your senses, and so on and so forth. Yanmula srunayam jayat. The root cause of all this, spriham pranartaya buddha. The intense desire within your heart to try to enjoy worldly pleasures. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "O Gopinath, I am simply a rascal, always trying to enjoy worldly pleasures." And even in the assembly of devotees, although we may wear tilak and neck beads and have dhoti on, sometimes our mind victimizes us, and we want some kind of worldly perks. I want the best scooter. I want the best room in the brahmachari ashram. I want this, I want that. I want a position in ISKCON. So these are all pitfalls that Rupa Goswami warns against. Atyahara prayashascha, prajalpaniyamagraha, talking nonsense, speaking on mundane topics, gossiping about other devotees. It basically stems from envy of others. And Krishna tells Arjuna in the 12th chapter, Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaro samadukha sukhakshami. He says, my devotee who wants to please me, he is free from envy of any living being. What to speak of other devotees? Anyone. Become free from envy. Maitra Karuna, friend to all living entities. Maharaj Yudhisthira was friends even to the Kauravas. He is Ajata Shatrava. He who has no enemy. He's a friend of his enemy. That is devotee. Even someone beating Haridas Thakur in so many 22 marketplaces, he's praying for them. Oh, please, let me, please give them love of God. Please don't let them go to hell for beating me. Let me take on their bad karma. I will even accept their bad karma. This is the devotee of the Lord. Yasmin nodvijite loko, lokan nodvijite chaya. Harsha marsha bayod vegar, muktaya chachame priyaha. One who has never causes anxiety to others, and who is never put in anxiety, even if there is room or opportunity to be put in anxiety by others. He doesn't accept that. Oh, this is my karma. I must have offended you in a previous life. He's completely transcendental. He's simply relishing the holy names of the Lord, the nectar of love of God, the nectar of the holy names. This is what we're striving for. Harsha Marsha Bayovigar. He's equal in both good and bad, happiness, auspicious, inauspicious, success, failure, all these things. His mind is simply fixed on how to please Krishna. He doesn't mind these things. This is the symptom of the person who is attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's feeling great separation. He's internally always striving to indulge in the Lord's wonderful pastimes, in His wonderful activities. There are 4 qualities that Krishna possesses and no one else, no other avatars have. No other of the Purusha avatars, Guna avatars, none of the various avatars, Leela avatars. Krishna possesses 4 beautiful qualities, exclusive to Himself. Can anyone tell me what they are? Any hands? Can you tell me what they are? Number 1, Krishna is always accompanied by his flute. Number 2, yes? Yes, he's always enjoying unusual pastimes in Vrindavan, extraordinary pastimes with his devotees. Number 3. Yes? I can't hear him.
Extreme beauty.
Yeah, extreme beauty? Yes, extreme, unparalleled beauty. No one is anywhere close to the beauty except Radharani, of course. Madan Mohan Mohini, right? Radharani is the attractive Cupid. So flute, unusual and extraordinary pastimes, unparalleled beauty. And the 4th one, this one is a little bit synonymous with the others. Yes? He's always surrounded by loving devotees who don't really realize that he's God. The cowherd boys are climbing on his shoulders. They're playing tricks on him. They're playing leapfrog. Mother Yashoda, when she sees Krishna being embraced by the Kaliya serpent, she goes into complete trauma. She's almost fainting on the ground. She starts praying. Rupa Goswami says that she's praying to the trees in the forest near the Yamuna River where the poison snake is. And she's in such a trance, she thinks that the trees are great sages. And she's praying to them, please give me some medicine which will cure the poisonous effect of Kaliya on my son. And Maharaj Nanda, he's so overwhelmed with paternal affection that he says, we might as well give up our lives. Look, Krishna is embraced by this huge serpent with hundreds of hoods. How can he survive? Let us also enter the Yamuna River and give up our lives. And when Krishna left for Mathura, Radharani, Vishaka, Lali, they all committed suicide. Radharani entered into Yamuna River, gave up her life, and appeared as Satyabhama in Dwarka. These are described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Is it time to stop? Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I hope you didn't get too bored.
Any questions?
Any points, questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, actually Lord Krishna and their associates, they descended to the Kali Yuga as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So because they are all goddesses and everything, they are all goddess now. But the same cultivation, is it possible in this present situation? Because we are entirely depend upon the Kali Yuga, some bad habits now. Is it possible in this years one become a devotee to such a serious devotee?
Srila Prabhupada said in one moment you can become a pure devotee of the Lord. It's a matter of surrender. It's a matter of surrender. So in the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is anyone here, if you don't have a set of Chaitanya Charanamritas, kindly put your hand up. This is in Bengali. I can supply it in any language, Hindi, English.
এখানে যাদের কাছে বেঙ্গলি বাংলায় চৈতন্য চরিতামৃত আছে প্রভুর কাছে, যাদের কাছে নাই প্রভু দিতে চাইছে।
I'm offering this to anyone who wants to relish the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya for Gaur Purnim. Any response? Oh, a little boy over there. No. We request you to please, if you don't have Chaitanya Charitamrita set, please acquire one for this Gaur Purnim festival. The price is 3,000 rupees. And we ask you to contact the devotees here in Sridham Mayapur and keep this in your home. It's non-different from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you will experience great ecstasy and bliss by reading and meditating on the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the wonderful class.